What's up, fellow lords of gaming? Welcome back to the channel. So we're jumping in with a video about One Punch Man World, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on the limited draw Saitama. So this should be a pretty quick video because basically whether or not you should be pulling on this character, and that's a hard no. Like, I want to go with this in a little bit detailed, but let's talk about it real quickly. So number one, the question that you got to ask yourself is, why the hell is Saitama sitting in the limited time character draw? Essentially asking you to spend your 2,600 world silver that is hard as hell to obtain in the first place inside this game because of the limited pool for which you can get these. And it's a very expensive limited pool because you're basically looking at the value of those 2,600 silver, and it's a lot. I don't know when we're going to get another limited draw character. Tiny Tornado or Tatsumaki is ending here in 2 days, and he's up for another 9 days. The question is, how much of a cash grab game are we in when the character that is inside of your free-to-play, he's sitting here, there's no indication from the developers or anything that he's going to be taken out of the free-to-play draw, is there, that he's now being placed as a limited time draw? Now, here goes the other thing about this, right? Is that they're essentially selling off this limited draw Saitama Dream World, which is already sitting inside your regular draw, which you can get with the tickets that you have. He is sitting inside here at a supposed uprate guarantee. Guess what? The upgrade guarantee on him is no different than the uprate guarantee that is sitting in here for Tatsumaki. So if you go inside the detail, it's 0.6% for SSR characters, 2.2%, and then a 50% chance to draw that character. If you go over to Saitama and you look at his details, it's the same. The only difference is that every time you draw an SSR character, which means you have to do at a minimum 60 pulls, then you will basically get the SSR character for Saitama within the first 60, or you're guaranteed it for the second 60. But there's no difference in the value there. So then when we come over here and we look at the free-to-play version of this, basically your regular draw, you can look in here. And does the numbers change any? No, they're no different. So your idea that basically Saitama Dream World is included inside of this, the only reason why I can infer that you basically put this character as a limited draw with a chance up is because essentially nobody's drawing this character as a free-to-play. Is that what you're saying? Is there a higher increased chance for you not to basically receive Saitama or Speed of Sonic Sound? Is the next character that you're going to offer in here, because nobody, unless the lucky few have it, is going to be Speed of Sonic or anyone else getting these characters? Essentially, at this point, basically every time you receive a ticket, you basically are going to always have at the very minimum these regular draw characters, for which Saitama will be sitting for the large majority of the time, because there's no indication that he or Speed of Sonic are going to be removed from the regular draw pool, which he's already in. So why would I draw on a limited draw character inside of here? Now, here goes the second part about this, right, that I really wanted to follow up on, and the reason why it was really, why the fuck did they do this? Because it seems like such a gotcha, like shady tactic to basically tell people, hey, get the limited time character draw, because you're going to automatically see that. And the people that want Saitama are going to probably pull on this without realizing, maybe without realizing it, that, he's going to be already inside the free regular draw, or they're thinking that maybe it's a limited time that he's going to be inside the regular draw. Essentially, you have no reason whatsoever to pull on this limited draw character for Saitama. Even worse about the matter is that for me, Saitama is not like a needed character. So if I was to go over the laundry list of characters, and I haven't done a tier list on this at all in terms of like what characters you have, Saitama sits in a very nice position because he is a morale character, and Speed of Sonic is a technical character. So you're basically looking at where they sit in the total pool. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to tell you that these aren't probably SS or S tier type characters, for which they are. However, the truth of the matter is I haven't played with the character innately inside of the game because I own him and built him. But I would argue if you looked at most people's tier lists, there are other better characters. Now, for Saitama, he is definitely probably the best morale character in the game, without a doubt. Could you get past without having Saitama or Speed of Sonic Sound inside the game, unless these are your absolutely favorite characters? 100% can. The characters that I have, every other character that's currently offered inside the game. And to be honest with you, some of my favorite characters to play, especially if you're going to basically put them as your main in-time leadership, is going to be characters like Zombie Man, is going to be Genos, and is going to probably easily be Tatsumaki. Outside of those characters, you know, the rest of the characters feel like some form of like main to offhand kind of support. You're not going to more than likely play as Puri. I doubt anyone's going to do that. So in that regard, you might want to pick up Saitama and basically use him. But here goes the thing. I don't think this is the version of Saitama that we all want to be putting on for a limited draw. We probably want some version of Saitama inside of his yellow and red cape suit, his Superman suit, right? That's essentially what you're looking at. So realistically, even when you're bearing down to, hey, morale type characters, do I really need to basically pull him? I would argue that these two characters are probably the best in their pool at what they do. So like in terms of your technical character, Speed of Sonic Sound is 100% probably better than Silverfang. And, you know, Saitama is 100% better than your boy Puri, or, you know, your morale Genos. That's just the truth. There's not even that many morale characters in the pool currently, so obviously Saitama doesn't have a whole lot of room to basically grow. And then technical type characters, there's quite a few of them, but I would argue that Speed of Sonic without a doubt is going to be better than you know him. But in terms of building those characters as well, you're basically building into the regular draw. So why the hell is there a limited draw for a Saitama Dream World pull, other than to basically say gotcha and to basically say I am cash grabbing you? There's essentially no reason whatsoever at this point that Saitama is inside of a limited draw. If anything, and if you were trying to give the players an up, what probably should have happened is in the regular draw, you would have just increased the chances of receiving Saitama here. There should have been no reason outside of a gotcha, I need you to spend money on the game so I can cash grab you, that Saitama should have been pulled from here. Let's get even worse about the impression arms, right? Because I want to pull this out. So Saitama's SSR impression arms is also a draw pool. So if you're looking at going this route, you essentially need to get Saitama from here, and then you need to get Saitama from here. Is this a limited draw in the sense of what we all, the community, probably knows from limited draws? Is this a limited draw when I can basically go over inside the mall, I can go to the arms file exchange, and oh, look what's available here. It's Saitama, I will not be defeated impression arms for 150 of the premium advanced arm files exchange versus these. Now, I've gotten these 60 from simply just, you know, splitting my arm files and have basically gotten them. But if you notice inside of your SSR pool, this is not the same as Tatsumaki, whose impression arm is there for a limited time. You notice that the Sound of Intrigue that's available, her SR is available inside of here for the 60. Now, if you get lucky and you get her SSR, I doubt that you're going to probably be pulling on the 60. That's on the 60, you know, normal advanced, arms file exchange coupons. But essentially, if you needed Saitama, you could basically save up because these are regular pool characters. These are regular pools. So what's the limitedness in Saitama? When you think of limited, that usually typically means limited, meaning that once this character pops out, they probably are not going to be available again. This brings into question for me the fact that they put Saitama as a limited draw, whether or not Tatsumaki is really limited. Because the insinuation from this, when we saw the Tatsumaki, was that she was not going to be available at some point later down the road and be inside the regular draw pool. But what does that mean then, that we now have a regular draw character that is now being presented as a limited time draw character draw? Does that mean that Tatsumaki is going to then end up inside of the regular draw pool after her limited time runs out? Which belabors the point of what the fuck is going on with the limited character draw. Why not just make it so that way it is a increased draw rate against those characters inside the regular draw? And the same thing for the limited time draw. These are not limited draw options. It really, really hurts my head to even question what the hell they were thinking when we already see so much of the badness around the game is settled inside of this gacha type mechanics that they have, which feels very cash grab heavy. Why would you put a regular draw character as a limited time draw, not at a discounted cost and any sense of the word, when that character's files and everything else are also available to you in free-to-play mechanics? That is not a limited draw character. We all know that to be true. So what were they thinking? I would love to know from the devs. They've been putting out a lot of feedback surveys for us to give opinions, almost as if those is a beta, and they feel very disingenuous because we're not getting a whole lot of feedback from the developers on the things that we feel are problematic to the game. So where are you guys at? Let's have a conversation and let's talk about this and say, hey, this is really not gacha mechanics at its best. What the fuck were you guys thinking? And you, the developers, give us some type of developer's note or feedback to say, hey, we were playing around with this idea and this is why we did it. Because right now it feels total cash grab to basically take a regular draw character, put it inside the freaking limited and present them as a limited draw. It makes no sense whatsoever. Instead of just increasing the rate on the free to play draw. I don't like it. It looks really bad and it's not endearing me to want to spend any more money on the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, peace.